Hello and welcome to this video on RM Study. In the last module, we learned about the critical success factors of the process Identify Risks. Now, in this module, we'll talk about the tools and techniques for the Identify Risks process. There are three perspectives or categories of tools and techniques. First is the historical review. This is based on the selection of comparable projects from the past, from the same organization or from other organizations. It's used to predict risk situations that might arise in the current project. Next is current assessments. This is different from historical review in that it relies on detailed examinations of the features of the project itself to expose areas of uncertainty, rather than use outside reference points. And third is creativity techniques. The effectiveness of the use of a project stakeholder's imagination, either individually or in groups, to find risks that might affect the project depends on their ability to think creatively. The diagram given here is a representation of the three perspectives of risk identification. The use of these techniques in combination yields better results than their isolated usage. An instance of this is the use of a risk identification checklist, a historical review, along with assumptions analysis, current assessment, and brainstorming, creativity. To ensure that many sources of risk are addressed, use a risk breakdown structure, a prompt list, or a set of generic list categories. A risk breakdown structure is a hierarchical framework of potential sources of risk to a project. It may be generic across all projects in an organization, or project-specific. It ensures coverage of all types of risk, tests for blind spots and omissions, and offers framework for other risk identification techniques, such as brainstorming. Clarity of risk description ensures that the project risk process is focused on the actual risks and not distracted by non-risks. Risk meta-language is used to distinguish a risk from its cause or causes and effects. The diagram given here is a good representation of cause, risk, and uncertainty. After identifying the techniques, the next part is to document the results of the Identify Risks process. The risk register documents all relevant information about identified risks, including a properly structured risk description, information on the risk causes and effects, trigger conditions, preliminary responses, and the nominated risk owner for each risk. And with that, we've come to the end of this module. In the next module, we'll discuss tools and techniques of the Identify Risks process. Until then, goodbye, and thanks for watching.